will now be recorded.
Okay. Hey guys, good morning. Guys, the session is at 7 o'clock and not 7:05. I request everybody to join on time and not let others wait for us. Okay, just a second. Okay, please kindly join on time. We'll start the second session with a recap of the first session. So, in the last session, we spoke about what is PEGA, what is BPM, and what are the various studios in PEGA, and also about the installation, the icons, and everything. So we'll quickly start with a recap about studios. Anybody from the session, do you remember what are the various studios we have in PEGA? Anyone? Please unmute.
We
Dev
have
Studio.
Dev Studio,
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dev Studio, Admin Studio,
Uh-huh.
and mm,
Me, Nikhila.
Dev, Dev Studio, App Studio, Prediction Studio.
Admin
Uh-huh.
Studio.
Admin
Admin
Studio.
Studio.
Wonderful. So we have four studios in PEGA: Dev, App, Admin, and Prediction. Why very few answers? Are you not going through the recordings? Guys, if you do not recap, you will slowly forget the previous sessions. Like by the time we come to the 10th session, you will not remember what you have learned at 1, 2, and 3. And this is going to impact. If you're not good at your basics, then you'll not be good at the complex topics as well. Please make sure you go to the recordings after the session is completed, at least before the next session. I mean, like we have session on Friday, try to go through it at least on Thursday. Okay, make sure you do that, otherwise this training will not be of any help to you. I want more answers, not just one or two people. So we have Dev, App, Admin, and Prediction Studio. So Dev Studio is purely for the developers. App is for the non-technical people like BAs and managers to create operator IDs, workflows, case types, operators, access groups, and all such things. Admin Studio is for the administrators who look at the background jobs, servers, nodes, cache, logs, and all such things. Prediction Studio is for the data scientists. So we have even seen that by logging into the Dev Studio. So we logged in as administrator@pega.com and install. So these are default credentials to log in into Pega when you install Pega software for any version of Pega. Any version of Pega, these are the default credentials. So this is the place where you see the studios. Dev Studio, which is purely for the developers. App Studio means some part of the technical work even a non-technical person like a manager or a BA can do. So that is actually provided in the App Studio. So if 100 things a developer can do, 10 things which a non-technical person like a BA or a manager can do are provided here. Okay, so generally we don't work on App Studio because I have full-fledged access in Dev Studio. Why should I come and restrict myself to App Studio and work on the few things which are available there? So generally, if you see a developer, we work mostly in the Dev Studio only. But Pega insists us to work in the App Studio, which we are not doing as of now. Then Admin Studio, purely for the administrators, where you look at the background jobs, the nodes, the servers, the logs, XYZ things we'll be seeing here. If you go here, you'll be seeing them. Purely for the administrators. Of course, developers will also use it sometimes to start and stop a job, to look at the error in the background. Such kind of things, we do in the admin studio. But mainly for the administrators. Prediction studio is out of our context. It's purely for the data scientists. It's not for us. So we're not going to look into it much. Okay. As a part of the training, you'll be working on Dev Studio and Admin Studio. App Studio is almost like Dev Studio. Whatever you have here, the same things you have there. But in App Studio, you have limited things, very limited things. So generally, we work on the Dev Studio, which is designed for the developers. Okay. Then we did an walkthrough of the panels, the top, left, bottom panels. So anybody has any questions on any of those things about the studios or these things before we jump to the new topic of today's session?
No, Nikhila.
Perfect. Okay. So today's session topics are about operators and access groups. Before we switch to operators, let's understand how do we receive work in real time. So in real time, when you join a project, every week we get tasks assigned to a developer in a tool called as Jira. Okay, Jira is a tool, Jira. Do you see this? Jira. Okay, Jira is basically a tool where we will log the requirements, we will write down the requirements. Okay, we means not developer. Business analyst will write down the requirement in Jira tool. Okay, so like this, it's a sample. So you can see, create a screen for the customer support representative. CSR means customer support representative. Okay, with the below fields, and they should have validation on this fields. So like this, they will write down the requirement. Whatever is the requirement, they will write it down. We will generally get small chunks of work. They are not going to give you one end-to-end project in one single story. No, small chunks of work you will be receiving. And then they will share you this ID. This is story number. We call it a story number. So you get the story number. So they say that Nikhila, you have to work on MBA-2. Okay, Rajesh, you need to work on MBA-3. So like that, they will assign the stories to you. Now, once the stories are assigned to you, we actually discuss about it in the call. So we will have a call, which we call it as Scrum meetings or daily stand-up calls. So every day we will have a call. That call generally should last between 15 to 20 minutes, or sometimes maximum 30 minutes. That call will be there. Every day we will have a call. So in that call, we need to discuss about the story first, because you need to understand the requirement clearly before you start the development. So we will receive requirements in a tool called as Jira. Okay. There all the stories will be listed. Story means requirement will be listed. They will assign one story to each developer. So you will take the story, you will read it, you will understand it. Now you will discuss the questions in the calls. So what questions I can encounter here? So I want to ask the BA, hey, do you need a drop down or a radio button here? So network should be Mastercard, Visa or Mastro. Okay, do you need a drop down, or do you need a radio button, or do you need a autocomplete? Autocomplete means you type one or two characters and then the list will come. So I asked this. Okay. And then about the validation, they have already specified. So nothing to ask much about it. So like this, we discuss how do you want the look and feel? How do you want the control to look like? What type of validations you want? So we ask them the questions in detail. Once you get clarity on every single line which is mentioned here, then we start the development. Okay. Without clarity, we don't kickstart and we do. Then we start the development, and every day we will have that call, daily stand up. So in the calls we'll mention, yeah, I'm almost done with the story, I'm in the testing phase, I'm deploying the code. So we keep updating them about the progress of the story. So once the story is complete, they'll give me the next story. So like that, we'll be receiving stories in a tool called as Jira, and you will start working. Okay, now when I start working, what will I do first? What do I need to do first? I need to log in into Pega, right? So they will give you the URL of dev environment, development environment. So development environment is a place where developers will do coding. I told you, right? So this is a place where developers will do coding. So you will take dev environment URL. They'll give you the application dev environment URL. You will log in and you will start doing the coding. The first thing is I need to log in. How can I log in? Only if I have an operator ID and password to log in into the application, I can log in. How can I get that operator ID and password? Only if somebody creates it for me. So this is basically registration process. Like when I'm trying to access Gmail, first I need to register, then I can log in. If I try to access Amazon, so if you try to access Amazon, what do you need to do? First you need to register, only then you need to log in. Let's say the same thing with Swiggy. First I need to register, then I need to log in. This is what we do, right? Now how about Pega? Is there a way to register? Do developers register before they log in into the application? See, we don't have registration screen. We directly get only login screen. Why? Why there is no registration screen? Guys, these applications are intranet applications. Okay, they are intranet applications means only employees of the company will use it. Employees of the org will use the application. So if I am an employee of a bank, okay, I'm sitting in front of the system. I need to create a loan request for the customer. Am I going to register in that application? No, I only log in. Then how can I get the login credentials, username and password? How do I get that? So in Pega, we do not have registration process. Okay, customers don't register. They will directly log in. Here, who are the customers? Employees. Employees of a bank are the customers of Pega. Employees of a healthcare are the customers of Pega. Basically, the employees of a company are the customers. So you don't see any registration screen where we fill the personal and professional information and then click on register and then you have a username password generated. Then no, that is not the way we do. Then how can I get access to Pega? How can I log in into Pega and work? So what we do in real time is any people, okay, any other person who is there as a who is there in the project already. Let's say maybe the lead or maybe the manager will actually, okay, create new users. So they will create a new user credential for you. So they will create the username and password for you to log in. Okay. So there is no registration screen which comes up. Whenever I join a team, maybe the lead over there or maybe the manager over there is going to create a new set of credentials for me, a username and a password for me, and they're going to give it to me. And then I'm going to use it and log in into the Pega application. Now, how are they going to get the credentials then? So using this administrated.pega.com, okay, they can create a new username and password for themselves and log in. Okay, so no registration screens will come. We need to create the username and password by logging into the application and then we can log in. I mean, you can have another user created. Okay, so first we log in as administrator@pega.com and we create a user ID and password for you and then you can log in using those credentials. Now, this is not the exact process in real time. I'll explain you that later. For now, just understand that there is no registration screen. You need to create a new user ID for you in the application to allow you to log in. So how do I create new users then? So we don't call them as users, we call them as operators. Okay. In Pega, we don't call them as users, we call them as operators. Okay, then how can I create a new operator in Pega? It's very simple. Do you see the create option here? Right? Oh, that's gone. Hey, I don't see the create option now because I have increased the zoom. See, if I unzoom it, you see it. So some people reach out to me saying that Nikhila, I'm not seeing the labels. I'm only seeing the icons. It's different. It's just because of the screen size. Just adjust it. You can see. So you can say create organization operator. Okay. This is the process to create a new operator. Click. So you are creating a username for him. This is username. Okay, this is username. So I will call it like, so let's take anybody from the session. Like I'll call it like Vinod. Vinod. Okay, Vinod is the operator ID. Create. One second. So we are creating an operator ID. Now you need to fill all this information just like when you try to register yourself in Amazon or Gmail, it will ask you all the details, right? Like what's your first name, what's your last name, what's your age, what's your date of birth, what's your gender, what's your location. They'll ask you all the personal details, right? What's your recovery email ID, what's your contact number. They generally ask all this data, right? The same way when you create a user, which is nothing but an operator in Pega, we need to fill all this basic information, your first name, last name, all these things. You need to fill all this. And they are optional. It's up to you whether you fill it or not. It's up to you. They are optional. They are not mandatory. So you just need to fill the full name, your designation, okay, your mobile number, your email address. Now, what is this email address? This email address is actually the address that you need to, the email on which you are willing to receive emails. Suppose some claim is approved. You want to receive an email that your claim is approved. So that email ID is this one, like @gmail.com or maybe @outlook.com. So this is not your Pega email ID. It's purely an email on which you want to receive any further communication messages. That's the email ID we mentioned here. And other basic information, what's your time zone, what's your locale. We'll come back to access group. Go to the work tab. Now all professional information. Hey, Gmail will not ask you which company you are working, who is your manager, because Gmail has nothing to do with that. But Pega has something to do with it. Pega needs to know in which company, which division, which unit you are working, who is your reporting manager, who is your team. Pega needs to know that because based on that, we have something that we generally do in the project. Okay, suppose a person did not complete the task on time. We send an escalation to his manager from this reports to information. Okay, we want to assign a ticket to a team of people. Anybody from the team can pick it. So I need to know who is your team or to which team you belong to. Okay, so like this, every single information you fill here is useful for us while working in the project. So that is the reason we need technical information. Unlike Amazon and Gmail, who don't ask you your professional details, here we need to fill all professional information as well. So they ask you which company, which division, which unit. I need to fill that. So it will all be listed here. You need to just pick it. For time being, I'm just picking some random information like this and submit. Which team? Let it be default for now, but generally you will see all the teams listed. You can check whichever team you belong to here. Who is your reporting manager? You need to pull your manager name from here and just map him as your manager. Okay. Now, what about skills? What is skills? Is it Java, Pega, .NET? No, here skill is different. Suppose I'm working on a project which is in France, which is in Russia, which is in India, US, UK, and different countries. Now, skill here is a language. Suppose I get a call from the Russian customer. I want people who know Russian language to pick the call and to process the case. So skill here can be a language. So I can put, whatever. Suppose it's like French. I can, I can, this guy knows French. How much do you rate him out of 10? So he can rate him out of 10 as 8. This guy knows English. He is good at English till 7. So like this you can put the skills. It can be anything depending upon the project. Skill can be anything. So the person who is receiving the calls from the customer, only if he knows French, I will route the call to him. Otherwise, I'll not route the call to him. Only if he knows English, I'll route the call to him. Otherwise, I'll not route the call to him. So like that, in certain projects, we require skills of the person. So we capture that information here. Okay, it's not mandatory. All these are optional. Depending upon the project requirement, we may add them or we remove them and we leave it empty. Okay. Then work queues. Sometimes the tickets will be assigned to a group of people. See, if I raise a ticket that my internet is not working, it goes to a group of people. Anybody from the team can pick the ticket and work on it, right? So this is the group name. Work queue is nothing but a group name. So to which group you belong to. So whenever we assign tickets, you can pick from that group and you can start working. So that is work use. As you keep progressing in the training, you will learn work use and all those things. Then business calendar. So I should know what are your working days and what are your non-working days, right? What are your public holidays? What are your festivals? So that on those days, I will not route any tickets to you or I'll not assign any work to you. So we need to put your business calendar. So for every year, we create the business calendar and we map it to the users. See, this is of 2015. Ignore it. But generally, this is how we mention. Monday to Friday are my business days. 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. are my working hours. And these are my public holidays. So we mention it and we tag it to the user so that on that particular day, we don't disturb them or we assign tickets to them. We don't do such things. Okay. Scheduled absence. We also need to know from which day to which day you are going on a leave, planned leave. So which day to which day you're going on a planned leave, you need to mention here. And who is your backup? We need to mention that. Again, all these are optional. Not everything we are using in real time. The next tab is up security tab, basically where you give the password. And in case if you want to block the user, suppose this user has left the company or he has left the project and moved to a different project. You don't want him to access this application anymore. We disable him. Okay, we can disable him. We can change his password. External authentication, I'll come back later. Do you want him to change his password on next login? If yes, you can enable this. Checkouts and check-ins, I'll come back later. Okay, so all security things you will do. History. Every rule, every data instance in Pega will have history. In history, we just write down what is the purpose of this operator ID. Where are you using it? Just we need to write down. It's a best practice. Even if you don't write down, nothing will happen. It's just a best practice. Okay. So if a user wants to log in into Pega and access an application, then we need to create operator ID for him. And how do you create an operator ID? Here, organization operator. Guys, this navigation you need to remember. Where do I create operator IDs? Organization operator. Okay. Now, what do you fill in that? I fill the basic profile details like name, designation, email, locale, all those things. I fill professional information like organization, division, unit, my team, my manager, my skills, my planned leaves, XYZ things. And finally, the security tab where I can update my password or delete the operator. Fine, disable the operator and just history. So this is what you need to do to create an operator ID in Pega. Okay, we'll do one sample operator ID. So I can just give him access. I'll come back to access group. Okay, don't ask me what is access group for now. We'll come back to that. So we know that I created and now I'm going to give a password to him. It will never ask you what's your old password. You can just directly give the new password even if you want to change your password. So I just created a new operator. Oh, I gave it as window instead of Vinod. Shit. This is the operator ID. Okay, with this I need to log in. Okay, the password is rules. I'm logging in. That's it. Do you see? I'm able to log in. So I created a new operator ID and I'm able to log in. Now, what do I want you people to do? I want you people to install Pega. I have already shared the software last week, right? I want all of you to install Pega, log in, and create a new operator ID like this and check. So first you have to log in as administrator@pega.com and install. So you need to log in like this. You need to log in with this credentials. Okay. Then follow the video and create a new operator ID. Very simple. Just go to organization, operator, fill the mandatory fields. Okay. Just fill the mandatory fields. Oh, I already have one. So you need to fill full name, which is mandatory. You need to fill organization division unit, which is mandatory. You need to give the password, which is mandatory. That's it. Create an operator. Log off from this. How do I log off? At the bottom, you can log off. Log off. Log in with this new operator ID and see whether you're able to log in or not. Okay. You give any access group. Just select any access group which you find. Log in and see. Try it before the next session. Okay. Now, one most important question that you can expect in the interviews. What are the mandatory fields by creating an operator ID? So you need to know that. Guys, do you see access group is mandatory? What is access group? I'll talk about it in the next few minutes. See, access group is mandatory. Organization division unit are mandatory. And password is mandatory. Okay. So these are the mandatory fields. Access group, organization division unit, and password. Why are they asking about this in the interviews? I will talk about the interview questions on operator ID in the next few minutes. So then you'll end up with scenario based questions, where these mandatory fields information is necessary for the developers to know. Okay, we'll talk about it. So just understand we have few mandatory fields while creating an operator ID. One is access group, next is organization division unit, and then password. And of course the username, it's mandatory. Now, is there any other way to create an operator ID? Yes. Instead of clicking on create, okay, organization, operator ID, there's an easy way to do it. Take your existing operator. So take your existing operator. Right now I logged in as administrator at pega.com, right? Take whatever is your existing operator, take your operator ID. Suppose I logged in as Nikhila at pega.com. Open that operator ID. Whatever operator you logged in, take that. You can simply say save as. So whatever data is there in this particular operator, everything will be cloned or copied. So I can do like this. I'm just creating administrator that, or wait, I will say admin@pega.com. Like this, I can create another operator ID like this. Done. Make sure you save your changes, otherwise it's not actually created. Okay. This is an easy way to create. Instead of me filling every single field, take an existing operator ID, do a save as, that's it. Automatically a new operator ID is created, all the data is filled like this. It's pretty easy for us. Okay. So generally in real time, if a new person is joining my team, if he is supposed to have exactly the same access whatever I have, I will do a save as of my operator ID and I will create, which is simple, which is easy, right? Rather than me filling all the fields, just do a save as and you can create a new operator ID. And make sure you click on the save button. If you don't click, this operator ID is not created. Only after you click on save, it's created. Now, the next question is, where can I find all the operators of my project? All the users of my project, where can I see? Where can you see? Left panel, okay. Records Explorer, Records Explorer. How did you create an operator? Organization operator, right? The same way, organization operator. You will find all the operators. So if you are an admin, you can open any operator ID and you can even delete it. You can change the details. Whatever you want, you can change. Why did I say if you're an admin? Guys, only admins of Pega can create an operator, delete an operator, update an operator. Normal developers cannot create, delete, update operators. Only admins can do that. Okay, you should be an admin, only then you can create, delete, update operators. Others cannot do. Okay, So where can you see the list of operators? Records Explorer, Organization, Operator ID. You'll find all the operators. You can open, have a look at them, and do whatever you want. Suppose my colleague is not able to log in. He reached me, Nikhila, I'm not able to log in. Can you please change the password? I forgot the password. Then yes, I can just come, and let's assume that his name is Sanket. I can open Sanket's operator ID, go here, change the password, okay, and save the changes, and I can tell Sanket, this is a new user ID and password. Please log in. So you can help like that if you're an admin. Okay, so you can change others things from records, organization, operator ID. Okay, now let's say for example this person left the team. Now I need to delete his operator ID. I will open, I will delete, gone. Okay, now let's say for example this person is not able to log in. I'll come here and say whether he even has an operator ID or not. Then I figured out he doesn't even have an operator ID. Then I'll tell him, sorry, your operator ID does not exist, so you can't log in. Okay, so like that we can check existing operators from records, organization, operator. And operator ID is nothing but user ID. Okay, just like in Gmail, Amazon, Mintra, user ID. How do you log in? User ID and password, right? Operator IDs are nothing but user IDs. That's it. Anybody has any questions so far? We are not done with the topic. We have a lot to continue. Any questions so far?
How do you see existing access groups and existing organization unit?
I didn't talk about access groups yet. There are many people who don't know what is an access
Okay,
group, right?
all
So
right.
when we come to the topic, I'll show you.
Okay, thank
Existing
you.
organization, you can see. One second, I'll show you. Here, under organization, the same thing, organization, you can see. Okay. Similarly, division unit. You can see the whole list here. But generally, we don't need all these things because we know for which company or which client we are working, right? So this list is actually not required for us. So for whichever company or whichever client you're working, that will be the organization name. It will come in the drop down and you pick it. You will not have multiple options in real time. We only work for one company, right? So only one name will come there. Because this is a POC, I created multiple organizations. That's not the case in real time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hi, Nikhila. Like
Hello.
you mentioned, uh, the admins will create operators IDs, right?
Hmm.
Will they know our passwords and they can log in with our ID?
No, see, whenever people create operators for this, generally we give a default password, something like rules or install. And when you log in, you need to change your password. So that is the reason if you see here, we have an option, force password change on next login. So if an admin is creating an operator ID for you, he will enable this. So whenever you log in, it will ask you to change your password. So that way you can change your password and nobody can use it. And one more thing, in real time, we use single sign on. We don't do all these things. After this topic is completed, we'll talk about single sign on. Okay. In real time, there
Yeah.
is no concept of entering the password. It's all SSO.
Nikhila, I have a question.
Sure.
So in real time, if somebody is logging in, and I mean, once we get the operator ID, would we be able to? You said that we will not be able to update, delete, or create. But if we have to update the calendar or unavailability time, so do we have to approach admin
No,
for that every
yes.
time?
So it's a yearly activity which is done by the admins for all the users, not just for you or me. For all the users of this application, they need to do, and that too country wise, right? If I have people working in US, UK, India, then for all three countries, people I need to do that. So it's a yearly activity taken care by the admins. You need not in person reach out to them. So even for that, we create a story like this. I have mentioned we create a story. Please update the business calendar to this, and this for so and so users, and these are the non-working days for this year. So we mention it, and based on the story, they will do it.
Okay.
Nikhila, this we are creating the requirement in Jira, right? The
Mhm.
Jira is by default integrated to this Pega.
No, it has no integration with Pega. Jira is completely a separate tool. So, at company level, they take licensing, and multiple projects will use it. So, I use Jira for Pega project. Somebody will use Jira for the Java project. So,
Mm-hmm.
it has nothing to do with Pega. You're just storing stories there for your reference, and we do the coding here.
Okay.
But as I have shown you in the last session, we also have this agile workbench in Pega where you can actually create your own stories and bugs here. It's just like Jira, you can use it. But in real time, at least big projects or big companies are not using it. But small startups, they're, instead of buying Jira, okay.
Yeah. Nikhila, we have any if we are deleting the operator IDs, we have any logs to view?
Unfortunately, that is not there. But if you do such things generally in real time, you know, we have a process.
Mhm.
As I told you, we don't directly come and create from the Pega and delete from the Pega. We have a process that I'll explain you towards the end. And just
Mhm.
in case if there is an administrator who has deleted from the system like this, no, we don't have any logs. But in certain projects, what we do is we explicitly write a piece of code to track such things. If somebody is creating, updating, or deleting, we explicitly write a piece of code to log such things. We take the user id, we take the system details from where what action he has taken, we log it. And that is not provided by Pega by default, but you can configure such things.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about SSO and the process right now because it will be confusing. I told you we use operator IDs. Now if I talk about SSO, it will be slightly contradicting to what I explained. So we'll talk about SSO mostly towards the end of the session or tomorrow. But for now, just understand that if you need to log in into Pega and start working on your stories, you need to have an operator ID. And only admins can create, update, and delete operator ID. And how do you create, update, and delete? We do it from the organization operator ID. And where do you see all the existing operators? Records Explorer, organization operator. Okay. Now, is there any other way to create an operator ID? Yes, even from records organization operator, if you see here, there's a create button here. You can click on create and you can create the operator. Okay. Or, as I told you, take any existing operator ID, do a save as. This is one way. Or, right click on operator ID, create. Or, right click on organization, create operator ID. So, multiple ways we do it. End of the day, organization operator ID is the path. Okay. Click on create anywhere, but the path is organization operator ID. Okay.
One thing I just wanted to ask is, I see that there is no license type specified whether this particular user has a write license or a read license. So
Why? One
is it all
second.
taken? Yeah.
Licensing has nothing to do with users' access.
Okay.
Okay, it is just ignored. We don't even bother about it. How do you control a user's access? That is what access group
Access
does,
groups. Understood.
right?
Got
So
it.
it's just ignored. We don't even bother what this is. Okay, we'll speak about access groups. We have still a lot to complete on operators. We'll come back and we'll speak about access groups. There is a question in the chat. If an operator ID is disabled, and if some rules are in their checkouts and wanted to merge the rules, so how do we merge the rules as we cannot log in? 100% yes. Before you delete an operator ID or before you disable an operator ID, you need to make sure there are no checkouts in their session. If there are checkouts, again you need to enable the operator ID, log in, check in them, and do such things. Okay, you should never disable or delete an operator ID with rules in their checkout. That is something you learn through experience. Okay, so when somebody asks us to do delete operators, we don't simply delete like that, because that's where seniors come into the picture, right? We know these kind of issues will come, so we take care. Okay, now, okay, I'm creating operators. Now, just like you use any website, like let's say, for example, I'm a user of HDFC. Okay, so I will have as Nikhila@hdfc.com is my username. Install is my password. Now, I logged in into HDFC. I'm doing all the fund transfers, XYZ details, and everything. Similarly, some other person. Okay, let's assume Vinod. Okay, we know that the hdfc.com is logging in, his password is installed, and we are doing. Now, does HDFC store all these user details anywhere to send promotional messages or to close an account tomorrow? Do they store the information? Yes, right? So they will store this information, right? His first name, his last name, his email ID, his primary contact number, alternate contact number, address, Aadhaar number. They store all this data, right? Similarly, PEGA also stores all the information about your operator. This is not just a screen where we are filling the data. No, it is stored. So where are you storing it? Generally, where do we store data, guys? Any idea? Anybody from the session? Where do we store data?
PR operator.
Databases.
Yes, exactly. Database. So database is a tool where we store the data. How is Amazon displaying all the products on their website today? Mobiles, clothing, electronics. How is Amazon doing that? They store all the data in a tool called as database, fetch it and display it. How is HDFC displaying all my transactions? Last 6 years transactions I can pull it today. How is it happening? They store all that data in a tool called as database. So is Pega not going to store your data? Yes, Pega can't store data. Pega is a tool where you build the front end and you write the code and logics and all. Pega cannot store the data. Can Java store data? No. Can .NET store data? No. Can SAP store data? No. They are all front-end technologies. Then who is storing the data? Only database can store the data. So we will have some database like this in real time. It can be Oracle, it can be SQL Server, it can be DB2, it can be any database which your company prefers to use. There's nothing in your hands. Okay, so company will get licensing for some particular database, and throughout the company, every single developer, maybe you are a Pega developer, Java developer, .NET developer, whatever it is, you need to use that database only. So in real time, you will have different databases. Whatever is the database, end of the day, the table for operators remains the same. So this is PG admin database, which is by default given by Pega when you buy Pega software from the Pega systems. They give you PG admin database. Now, depending upon the company, you can use whatever database you want. But when Pega gives you the software, they will give lot of built-in tables of Pega. All these are Pega's tables. Okay, you need to have them. Without these tables, Pega will not work. So these tables we will put in the new database and we will work. So one such default table given by Pega is PR underscore operators. It's a default table of Pega where all the user information is stored. All the operators information is stored. Okay. Nikhila, I'm working for HDFC project. Can I have my own table for operators? No. Whether you work for HDFC or Standard Chartered Bank or Wells Fargo or whatever project you're working, Everybody will have the same table PR underscore operators. It's a table given by Pega, and you have to use that only to store your operators. You can't go and create a new table and store your operators there. No. This is the table where you need to store all your operators. So whenever I click on the save button here, that data will automatically get stored here. So you can see this. Who created that operator? When did they create it? Okay. What is the operator ID, that email ID? Okay. On which day you have updated? When did you create? And what is that operator ID details will be found here. Like as you keep scrolling, you can see what is his access group, what is his email address, what is his time zone, what is his business calendar. No, whatever basically you filled on that particular screen, everything comes here. Everything. What's your organization, division, unit? You can see what's your designation. Okay, what's the username? Okay, the work group. Everything,
Nikhila,
everything basically. Yes.
yeah, as you said that there's only one table, right? So what is the primary key for that?
We'll come back to primary keys. Okay, let me complete this table. We'll
Okay,
come back.
okay, okay.
Okay. So like this, every single field you fill in the screen will go here. Every single, including even if you upload an image of the employee here, that will come here. Okay. Whatever you fill, every single screen, it will have a column in this table and it is stored here. So PR underscore operators, please remember this thing. This can be an interview question. PR underscore operators. Now, what is PR? PEGA rules. Nothing much about it. Okay. PEGA rules. So PR underscore operators is a default table in Pega where all the operators details are stored. Okay. So here they store all the information about your operator. Even they store what is your last sign on, like when did you last log in. There'll be a column here. When did you last sign on? Even that information they store. Here you can see last sign on. Okay. So every single detail will be stored in this table, PR underscore operators. Now there is one important column you need to talk about. See, all the data in the table is readable, except this particular column. Do you see? PZ stream, there is a column, and this data says binary data. What is binary data? See, generally, whenever we create a column, you will have data types, right? It can be an integer, means you store only numbers in it. Like you can see here, it's only numbers you store here. It can be character, means you can give ABCDs, you can give numbers. So like that, we mentioned the data type, like what we are going to store. Suppose it is phone number. I will say numeric, only numbers are allowed. It's email ID. I will say character varying because email ID can have alphabets, numbers, symbols like at the rate and dot can be there. So like that, whenever we create a column in the table, we will mention the data type. Now, if you see this particular column has a data type as bytes. So you're storing data in a binary format. Binary, zeros and ones I'm storing. Why are you storing data in binary format? Why can't you store it in integers or characters or decimals or double? No, why binary? And what is getting stored here? This is a very, very important column. Every table in Pega will have a column called as PZ stream. I mean, like at least 80% of the tables will have a column called as PZ stream. And the data type will be binary, that is blob. We call it as blob. Blob means binary large object. Now, what is this blob data type? It's a data type, just like int, char, float, decimal. Binary is also a data type. What do you mean by that? You're storing in the form of binary zeros and ones. Why are we storing data in binary? Why can't we put them in normal text or float? Number one, storage issues. Number two, security issues. So why are you storing data in blob? Storage issues. Guys, if the data size is too huge, suppose you're uploading images, you're uploading documents, or you're putting lot of data in that particular record, what will happen down the lane? If I'm trying to log in, my screen will take lot of time to log in. It will just say, please wait, we are logging in, please wait, please wait. So it is going to have latency issues. So why is that latency issue coming? Because your database is having lot of data. So whenever it is trying to validate a new user, it's taking lot of time because of huge data. See, if I have 100 records, it's easy for me to search and validate your username and password and allow you to log in. If I have 1 million records, it will take lot of time for me to go search your user ID and password in the database and allow you to log in, right? So more the data, more time it takes for the database to fetch the information. So what we are doing is we are trying to compress the data so that we will not have storage issues. Even, let's say for example, as the data keeps increasing day by day, I will start getting storage issues just like you have a mobile. Let's say you have 4 GB RAM and 120 GB storage, something like that. Now you have used almost 110 GB you have used. What will happen? Your mobile will become slow, right? Same thing. If you put too much data in the database, even database will become slow and your application will become slow. So what we do is we compress and we store. So we are trying to compress the data. Like I gave you 10 documents, okay, and I'm trying to attach in mail. The Gmail is not allowing me. So what do? I zip it and I attach. Why are you zipping it? When you zip it, it will compress the size, right? Individually, each document is taking a lot of size for me. I'm unable to send it on Gmail. Then what I did? I zipped it. It will take less space and Gmail allows me to send the documents to you. So we are actually compressing the same thing. Okay. The benefit of blob is you're compressing the data. Suppose each record is taking you 1 GB, just assume. Okay. If I compress it, it will reduce the size and I can store it easily. So that is the reason they put blob so that data is compressed and stored in less space. Now, what is second reason of going for blob? Second is security. Guys, let's say for example, in my database table, I have a column for card number, I have a column for password, I have a column for Aadhaar. All this data is secure data, right? What if a bad developer who has access to the customer data misuses this data? Because he knows the user ID, he knows the card number, he knows the password, he can log in into any customer account and withdraw the money from his account, right? If you remember, few days back, even this happened in one of the banks. A developer logged in and he wrote a piece of code just to transfer 1 rupee from the customer's account. All the customer's account, just 1 rupee he was transferring to his one account. And he earned crores and crores like that. So you can do such kind of things, right? So the data should not be visible even to the developers or DB team, anybody, because this is all secured data. Card number, password, Aadhaar, PAN card details. These are all secured. You're not supposed to have them, right? So that is the reason, even when you look at this, card numbers, account numbers, password should not be readable. They should not be readable. So that also for that reason we put them in blob so that people can't read that data. Okay. Now what will blob contain inside this in Pega then? Here the blob contains this whole record of data, this whole record. So whatever I have commit date time, save date time, create operator, whatever you see here, the whole thing is again compressed and stored in blob, which means suppose if I delete this column today, first name column I delete it. Am I going to lose the data? No, I will not lose the data. Why? Because I have a backup in blob. This column is still there. This data is still there. So even if I delete this column today, no problem. I can recover the data from blob. Okay. So this whole record of data we compress and we store it as blob. So even if you drop a column today, no problem. I still have the data in blob as a backup copy. And Do I have a column for every single field? Suppose there is a screen like this. Okay, there is a screen for the user where the user is typing his account number, okay, his card number, his Aadhaar, his first name, his last name, his phone number. Now I'm storing this into the database. Now, will every single field have a column to store the data? Not really. Suppose account number is secured. I'll put it only in blob. No need to have an explicit column to store account number. Card number is secured. I'll put it in blob. No need to have an explicit column for that. First name and last name, that's okay. You can expose it. What's so secret about it? So you can have explicit columns, first name, last name in the database. Phone number, yes, that's okay. You can expose it. No big deal. So we can just put it like a normal phone number column. So are these not stored in the blob? No, 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 no. Blob will store every single column. Okay. It's optional whether you want to have a dedicated exposed column for first name, last name, phone number. It's optional. Do you want to have it? Have it. If you don't want, still it is stored in blob. No problem. Your data is not lost. It's in the blob. Okay. It's just if you want to have an exposed column, have it. Otherwise, still we store it in the blob. So most of the Pega tables will have a blob column called as PZ stream, which stores the whole record of data inside it. And the major purpose of this is two things: storage and security. For that purpose, we store it. See, if you upload an image, how can I store it? So we store it in the blob. If you upload a document, how can I store it? We store it in the blob. If you upload a video, how can I store it? In the blob. We store it. Okay. And
Nikhila, I have a question.
yes, please.
So, which information that gets stored into PZPV stream, how that gets decided? I mean, it's a by default. Pega have some inbuilt column that's by default stored into PZPV stream, or we can define that.
If it is Pega tables, Pega takes care of it. Like operator ID, it's a table of Pega. They take care of it. You don't define anything. But when you are building your own custom tables, down the line when we do the project, we will do. When you build your own custom tables, you will decide what to go in blob and what not to go in blob. I mean, like as I told you, everything by default goes into blob. Okay, so everything by default goes into blob. What do you again want to have an exposed column? You decide. Okay, and by default every single column is stored in the blob. I told you, right? It's like a backup copy. Even if you drop that column, still data will be in the blob.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay.
Is it feasible, Nikhila? So, who does it? Like the database administrator will have access to do this once we decide what all columns should go in blob. Who does that actual process? Is it done by the database administrator? If it is done by that
which
person,
which process you are referring to?
no, I mean, once we decide what all columns that needs to
Mhm.
be explicitly there and what can be moved to blob, once we have the conclusion about this, who does the actual process, like moving the fields into blob? Who does it? Is it, I mean, it happens automatically or it is done by the database administrator?
See, first of all, whenever we create a table, generally when we work in Pega, there are two ways to create tables. One we create from here, one we do manually. Okay, so if it is low LLE like Dev QA UAT, even developers will have access to database and we create the tables. Okay, and mapping the columns is again taken care by the developers. In case if you're creating a table from here, okay, then Pega takes care of it. By default, Pega will have a column called as PZPV stream where all the default data is stored, and explicit columns you can decide whether you want or not. Okay, so most of the times it's developer who takes care of it. And again, the place where you create also matters. You can create tables from Pega Dev Studio. You can create tables directly in the database. So from where you create also matters. If you're creating from here, you have more, you have more control what columns are needed. Suppose when I'm creating from here, I will not even create a column called as PZPV stream. So no blob column itself. So it doesn't even matter. So it depends upon the requirement how we do. As we keep progressing on the hands-on, you will learn all those things. Okay. For now, understand that for Pega default tables, you don't have any control. It's Pega which takes care of it, like PR underscore operators. It's an OOTV table of Pega. We don't have any control. They will decide which should have exposed columns, which should have blob columns. They will decide. Okay. When you create your own custom tables, you will decide.
So as you
But when
told
we
that
make it,
every
Let her complete. Let her complete. Yeah. Yeah. Please continue.
so when we update the operator records and all that in the Pega Studio, Dev Studio, so it will automatically come here, and Pega will decide what all fields to be exposed, what all fields to be uh, uh, hidden, like what all fields needs to be hidden.
Yes, yes. As I told you, one more thing. I told you, right? PZ stream holds all the data. It is not optional. If you're creating a table from Pega, PZ stream will have all the data, whether it is account number or first name. It will be there in PZ stream. Now, any column which is exposed and you have secure data, then you need to drop that column. PZ stream is like a backup. It has all the data. Okay. And now for Pega's default tables, they have already decided, okay, what should be exposed and what should not be exposed. Do you see there is no column for password? Where is password column? Not there. So Pega has already kept it in the blob and no exposed column for password. So like that, Pega has already done that and have shipped this table. No, now they're not taking, like now you don't do anything. It's already done and given to us.
Okay, got it.
Yes, somebody has another
uh,
question.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I have a question. So as I understand that every for let's say you have five projects, all the data is stored in the peer operators, right?
Yes, exactly. And one second, one
So
small correction. All five projects are not built on the same server, right? So server may be different, right? So if you are
yes,
working on X server, you will have PR underscore operators table where only operators of ABC project will be stored there. I am working on Y server where project B is there. So only operators of project B will be found there. So same table. It's just simple, Masi. I installed Pega in my machine. I have PR underscore operators table. Whatever operators I have, you will not see, right? Because your laptop, your table, your operators will be there. My laptop, my table, my operators will be there. Although table name is same, the data is different for both of us. The same way for different projects. Table name will be same, but data will be different in the table.
so in that case, the is there any extension of the blob or
What do you mean by extension of blob? I didn't get you.
uh, go to the where I can see the blob?
If you want to see the data in the blob, you're saying
Yes, yes.
through Pega, some functions we have through which we see the data, which you'll be learning later.
Okay.
Okay. From the DB level, you can't see. From Pega, we have functions to pull the data and see the data.
So you mean to say through DB we can see the blob?
Yes,
Okay, it's only rules, so we can see in the rule part.
yes.
Okay,
It's not rule. It's like it's hidden. The data is hidden. We have some functions to expose and look at the data. You will be learning that.
okay, thanks.
Where is that primary key? I just pulled that primary key column. It went somewhere. 1 second. Yes. Any other questions, guys?
How to open this console, Nikhila? What is that?
Yes, guys. So as we keep progressing in the training, I'll show you how to open this. Okay. Not now. We'll be moving to data classes topic. Then I'll show you how to navigate to this and how to open, yeah, how to establish a connection between the database and Pega. I'll show you at that time. Okay. For now, please, I don't want to confuse everyone. So I'm just not covering that today. But when we come to data classes topic, we'll talk about it. I just want.
Nikhila,
Mhm.
uh, if we are not using this PG admin database, if we are
Mm,
using some other database, and
mm.
there also we can see the same columns like
Yes, yes, yes.
we are
It's all
data operator.
Pega shipped tables. It's all Pega's tables. So same
Mhm.
columns, same tables will be there. Not only PR underscore operators, I have shown you that there are many Pega shipped tables. All these
Mhm.
will be there in that.
Okay, okay.
So Nikhila, Niranjan here, just need some clarification. So when you create a table inside Pega, so basically you give the form name, let's say, and then you add fields to it. So behind the scenes, when you save your table, doesn't it create a column for you on the database?
It, it's not creating column, it's adding a record to PR underscore operators table. So if you
Oh, no,
can
no.
see,
My question was, in general, when you shared that Jira board, you said, we need a couple of columns. One is the card number, and then the other one is the account number. So these two columns would be created behind the scenes when you save the table. It's a brand new table, and along with those two columns, you would still have that PPZ stream
in
available for
which
that.
table you are referring to? Are you referring to PR underscore operators table or any other table?
No, any other, just a custom table.
Yes. So as you keep doing hands-on, you will understand that.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Yeah,
So there are different ways actually. For data classes, it is different. For work classes, it is different. For external database tables, it is different. So I can't cover that now.
understood. Yeah,
When
that's
we
fine.
come,
Yeah,
yeah, you'll understand. Okay.
sure. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Now, let's take a pause here and go to the next thing, guys. So, most important thing, primary key. So, whenever we talk about Pega's built in tables, you need to learn two things. One is PZPV stream, which is a blob column. Second thing is PZINS key. It is called as primary key. Most of the Pega tables will have a primary key with the name PZINS key. Okay. So, what is primary key? Just a unique column in the table. Suppose there is a table called as employee data. Now there will be one employee with the name Nikhila, there will be one with the name, you know, Niranjan, then another one with the name Pravalika. So we'll have people like this. Now there is a chance that another Pravalika can exist in the company, right? There's a chance another Nikhila can exist in the company. Then there should be something which differs the employees. There should be something different. The first name and last name cannot differentiate. You can have same Nikhila with the same last name and first name as well, right? So there should be some column which is unique. So that can be like employee ID. So employee ID. So Nikhila's employee ID can be 1, Niranjan's can be 2, and Pravalika's can be 3. So employee ID is a primary key. So primary key means there should be some column which is unique in your table to distinguish you from the other people in that table. So every table will have a primary key. It's generally common. Every table we give a primary key. So in Pega's table, what are the primary keys? Most of the Pega tables, 90% of the Pega tables will have a primary key called as PZINS key. INS means instance, but we call it as PZINS key. Okay, it's a primary key. Now, what is stored inside it? Generally, employee ID means you give numbers, right? Similarly, what do you store inside PZINS key then? PZINS key is generally a combination of the class name and any key column of that class. Now, what is a class? It'll be light, it'll be confusing for you. So I don't want to talk about all such things. For now, just understand those of you who already have an idea what is a class. Just understand it's a class name plus some key selected by you, some column selected by you. Whatever column you select, those two combination becomes a primary key. So here, if you see PZ key of Pega is operator ID class plus your operator ID. Whatever is your operator ID, the combination is PZ key. Now, how do I know what is the operator ID of class? Everything you create in Pega comes from some default class. Okay. So everything that we create today in Pega has some default class in the backend. So if you open operators, how do I know who is the class of an operator? We generally click on view XML and we say PZ key. You can see the class here. Data admin operator ID is a class of Pega. Okay, so this is actually responsible for creating, deleting, updating operators. So all the logic written by Pega to handle your operators is written under this class. Okay, so Pega's piece of code to handle operators is actually written in this class. Please don't worry about the navigation. Okay, you will learn them later as we keep moving. Today, please focus only on operator IDs. Don't worry, Nikhila, how did you open that class? Where did you go to open that class? No, don't ask all that. Okay, your focus is only on operators. What is an operator ID? Where it is stored? What is PZ key? What is blob? That's it. Okay, just for your info, data admin operator ID is a class of Pega where all the code related to operator IDs they have written. You have nothing to do with this. We don't even come to this class. Just good to know. It's a class of Pega where operator ID logic is written by Pega. That's it. Okay. So PZ
By
key is a primary key. Yeah, please go ahead.
by mistake, let's say blob is deleted from my end. So how can we recover all those things? Blob.
You can't recover. That's why generally in real time we have database restore points. We have backup databases. So we do all such things.
So we can't recover blob or
You
anything.
can't. You can't. Hey, one more thing. Why would I give access to every single person who can do these kind of things, right? We don't give access, right? So access will be granted only to certain leads or DB admins, and they should be very careful when dealing with such things. You can't simply say, "Sorry, I deleted the blob." We don't accept that kind of things, right? So, and worst case scenario, generally in production, we will have backup databases. We have restore points. There are many ways to take care of such things.
Okay, thanks.
We can't simply say that, I deleted my joining letter. That the same way. We'll be very careful with such things.
Okay.
Okay. Now we'll have some important things on operators. We'll look at the PPT ones. Operator ID. Okay, it basically contains username, password, and some information about the operator, like first name, last name, designation, organization, division, unit, manager. We have seen a lot of information is stored in the operator ID. Now, where it is stored, PR underscore operators is the table where it is stored. Please remember the table name. PR underscore operators. Also the class name. Data admin operator ID is the class of Pega where operator ID is stored. You need to even remember that. Data admin operator ID is the class of Pega where generally the operator ID code is found. Next, only admins can create, update, and delete new operators or existing operators. Other people can't do. If you give access to everyone, then there is a high risk, right? Maybe a junior developer by mistake deleted all the operators in the project. Then none of the people can log in, right? So we don't give, or maybe out of grudge, just because the person is leaving, he was not happy with the hike, he can go and delete all the operators in the application. So generally we don't do such things. That is the reason, you restrict the access. Only admins, only very few administrators of the project will have access to create, update, and delete the operators. Now, how about the navigation? Records Explorer, organize an operator ID. You will see all the operators. Now, some famous interview questions on operator ID topic. Is there a way to create bulk operators in Pega? Anybody, any idea? Do we have any option to create? Yes. How? Can you please tell me?
Activity OOTP is there, right? Create operator
Wonderful.
ID.
Exactly right. Shankar, do you have prior experience on Pega?
Yeah, lead.
Oh, very good. So we have a built-in
If you
piece
want,
of code in Pega. Yeah.
we can create also manually. We can create one screen and upload Excel,
Ah,
required,
exactly.
whatever the required mandatory fields we can upload in that particular Excel. We can run. Activity
Right.
will be stored those details into that PR underscore table is there, right? So it
Right.
can store.
Right. Exactly. So, guys, we have a piece of code. Okay, we call them as activities in Pega. So, there is a piece of code in Pega called as create operator. This is basically used to create operators through code. Suppose I'm not an admin. Okay, I'm not an admin. How can I create an operator then? You can create by running the code. See, I can just run this code like this. Okay, it will ask you the details. You just give organization, division, unit, HDFC. Oh, I don't remember the division. Maybe finance. Okay, unit. I just give it as unit. User ID. Hello user. Password. Rules. Access group. It's asking me a lot of information. 1 second. Some access group. Okay, username. Again, it is asking username. Okay, and 1 second, organization, division, unit, finance unit, the same case sensitivity I have, right? So like this also you can create operators. I mean, like, through code you can create operators. Basically, I want to say through code you can do. So if somebody asks in the interview, you are not an admin and you need to create an operator ID, how do you do that? Please tell them that there is an OOTB activity. OOTB means built-in. Okay, there is a Pega's built-in activity called as create operator. You can run that, give the details and create the operator. See, no error means operator ID is created. Let's go and see whether it is really created or not. See, it is created. Do you see? Hello user. It's created. Very simple. See, creative users. So through code you can create. That is one option. Now the question is, how do you create bulk operators? Even if you see me doing like this, if I have to create 2000 users, do I need to run this 2000 times? Then that is not a good choice, right? So how do you create bulk operators is the question. Simple. Take an Excel file or a CSV file. Okay, fill all the data. What data? What are the mandatory fields to create a user? You need to fill that. What are the mandatory fields? Full name is mandatory, user ID is mandatory, access group is mandatory, password is mandatory, organization division unit is mandatory. So put them in an Excel sheet or a CSV file. Okay. Design a screen where the user can upload the file. So the user will upload the file and when he clicks on submit, you need to call this activity and loop it, iteration. So if I have 2000 records in that document, 2000 times this activity will be looped and the operators will be created. That's it. So through file upload, you can create bulk operators by using create operators, built-in code of Pega. Okay. Then they ask you, can we create new operators by inserting a new record in PR underscore operators table? Yes. Can we, guys? Instead of creating from the front end or through a file, can I go to the database and insert a new record in the table and create a new operator? Will it work?
Yes, but it is not actually it is a not right way to create like that because there is some
Hmm. What is the
um,
issue?
issue. It is possible to create for that one,
Hmm.
but as per suggestions, we can't directly create the record and insert DB. It is very difficult. Some records will be mismatched. Due to that reason, it will be affecting. Right.
Uh,
The-
no, there is another reason. Yes,
Might
let's.
There
might
we have binary data, right? The blob.
Exactly. Blob column, how can you insert the data? You can't do that, right? So without blob, it's not going to work. So the problem is when you insert data manually in the table, you can't insert data into blob. When you do it from the front end from Pega, it converts it into blob and it will insert it. You can't insert data into a blob because you only type, right, ABCDs, which is not blob format. So that's not going to work. So that is the reason, inserting data directly into the blob from the database is not a wise decision. And even if you do like that, you will not find any operators in the front end. Don't do like that. It will not work. Yes, Shankar, you have something? I see that you raised hand.
No, Nikhila. No, Nikhila.
Ah, okay, okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. Now, where is the next question? Yeah. Next question is, These are all interview questions, guys, which I came across on this topic. If I don't have access to database to create an operator ID and I'm not an admin to create a new operator, then how can I create an operator ID? Can you tell me?
Using
I don't have
using
access.
that using that activity
Exactly.
we can.
Exactly right. Just now I have shown you that activity, right? Using that activity, you can do it. Run that piece of code and create it. Do we have any OOTP rules to create operators? The one that I have shown you, create operator OOTP code. Now the next question is, my operator ID is existing, but I'm still not able to log in despite giving correct credentials. What could be the issue?
Maybe he is
Any
Maybe the
disabled.
operator is disabled.
right? Exactly. He is disabled, so he is not able to log in. How to create bulk operators? Just now I told you. Upload a file. Call this activity. It will iterate and it will create. SSO. Anybody has idea about single sign-on?
Yes, Nikhila, I have some bit
Yes.
knowledge
Yes.
on that.
Yes, Shankar. Please tell.
So, so instead of while we are trying to connect with this particular normal way, we are providing username and password, right, to
Hmm.
log in particular Pega application.
Hmm.
Instead of that, so without providing these details, directly it is hitting that particular URL. It will check LDAP or something back and
Hmm.
some details based on that. If you are accessing that particular application based on access group, whatever the permissions, whatever the type of access you are required, based on that it will identify it is connecting the system directly. So for example, I'll tell you whenever we are joined in any organization, based on they are providing some credentials to us, right? So
Hmm.
based on that it will connect that LDAP system. It will check and whether you are accessible that particular application or not. Based on that it will be connecting directly to that particular application as per my
Okay.
knowledge.
Exactly right. Now I'll explain you once again, guys. So what happens in SSO is, so SSO means basically single sign on. So what do you mean by single sign on? So only once I need to give my username and password. With that username and password only, you need to allow me to access all the applications in my company network. Okay. One best example for that is, see, let's say for example, I logged in with my Gmail. Now with the same username and password of Gmail, I can access Google Drive, I can access Gmail, I can access YouTube, I can access Google Search, Calendar, News. So multiple applications I'm accessing with the same credentials, right? They are not asking me credentials every single time. So just a small example I'm saying. So single sign-on means basically we give the credentials only one time. With that credentials, you need to allow me to access all the applications. Like for example, if you work in any company generally, when you unlock the laptop, okay, when I generally unlock my system, I give my username and password while unlocking my system. That's it. Now they will take this credentials. Suppose I'm trying to apply a leave and I open time off application. They will not ask me username and password. I can directly log in. Now I am trying to work on, let's say for example, I am trying to get my pay slips. So I went to Workday. They will not ask me username and password. Directly I can log in. Suppose I want to check my hike. I went to something like HR Workways. Okay. They will not ask me username password. Directly I can log in. Suppose I have to go to some SharePoint and pull some documents. They will not ask me credentials. Directly I can log in. So this is single sign on. Single sign on means only once you will log in. From there onwards, every single application you will directly log in. They will not ask you credentials. Why? Because they will take this credentials for the first time when you logged in, whatever username and password you gave, they will take that and they will check, does this person have access to time off? Yes, allow her to log in. Does this person have access to work day? Yes, allow her to log in. So like this, they will take that data and they will validate you and allow you to log in. So they are not going to ask you give username and password for every single application. So that is single sign on. So we use single sign on in all the applications in the company, not just only Pega. All the applications. Any application you use within a company network, it's all single sign on. They never ask you for usernames and passwords. So how exactly it works in Pega then? In Pega, when I hit my Pega URL, okay? So when I hit the PEGA URL, they will take a username and password, like whatever you gave while logging into your laptop. They will take that username and password, okay, and they will go to some directories, like we call them like directories like LDAP, okay, SAML. We have different things. They will go to those kind of directories. Now, what will be stored here? In these directories, actually, they will store that employee, what all access he has. We store here. So let's say, for example, they will store Nikhila. Nikhila can have access to PEGA. Like, let's say it's a finance application. Some finance PEGA application Nikhila can access. Nikhila can access time of application. Nikhila can access workday application. So we will store like that. So every time you hit PEGA URL, PEGA will redirect your request to LDAP. LDAP will authenticate you. Yes, Nikhila has access to this finance application, and then they will allow you to log in. So when you work in real time in PEGA, we will never enter username and password. So this login screen which you saw today, you will never see in real time PEGA projects. The minute I hit the URL, I will go to Dev Studio or App Studio or whatever studio it is. I will never see this login screen in real time because it's all single sign on. Not only for PEGA, you will never see login screen for any of your company websites. Whatever is your company, you will never see the login screens. That's because they all have single sign on. They store what all access this particular person has and they will let you log in simply like that. And even when you look at their URLs, their URL will not have PR servlet. In real time, you will not have PR servlet. So it will be some SSO related thing. Oh, I'm not LDAP, something PR. Hey, can you recollect, Shankar? Do you recollect what is that one which comes here?
Yes,
Some
servlet only, Nikhila.
no. It will not be PR servlet. For SSOs, right? For non-SSO, it will be PR servlet. For SSOs, I can just check.
LDAP.
LDAP only, I think. Yeah, I think it's LDAP, or I can just check and get back, guys. Generally, you will have PR LDAP or PR SSO, something like that will be there. Let me cross check and get back. But servlet will never be there. If you see servlet, it's a non-SSO then. Then you will get login screens. If you
Is
don't
a
see,
PR
It's
service or
PR
PR
auth.
auth it will be?
okay, maybe PR auth, maybe like company to company, they could have given different names. But end of the day, it will never be PR servlet. Okay, there'll be a different word which redirects you to LDAP for authentication. Okay, so that is how single sign-ons work. So in real time, we will have single sign-on. So they will store all your information in one particular system like LDAP or whatever it is. And whenever you try to log in, they authenticate you and they allow you to log in. Okay. Actually, they will create something called as model operators. It's all too much for you to teach you right now. Just at a high level, guys. So whenever you hit the URL, it will go to LDAP and it will get your details, right? So here they will only store whether like Nikhila has access or not and what access she has. Is Nikhila an admin? Is Nikhila a manager? Is Nikhila just a user of this application? Or is Nikhila a developer of the application? Or is Nikhila a tester of the application? They will store. Okay. Now, depending upon what you are, here we will have model operators in Pega. Model operators means sample operators. So once they figured out that Nikhila is a admin, okay. Now what Pega will do? In Pega, we will have some model operators. We call them as model operators. Okay, like sample operators. Sample admin operator will be there. So what we'll do? Okay, Nikhila is an admin, right? So we take this sample admin operator ID and we save as it with the same credential, I mean, like with the same access group and same privileges, we create an operator ID for Nikhila and we allow her to log in. So every time actually you hit the SSO, we see whether you are an admin or a manager or a user or developer, and we pick the model operators, admin model operator, manager model operator, user model operator. We clone it. Just like I have shown you save as, right? The same way we clone it and we allow you to log in. It's too much for you to understand right now, but just understand At a high level, we have model operators. With that model operators, we allow you to log in. And you also need to understand that every time a new operator ID is created for you. So today I logged in. They will hit LDAP. They will check what is my access as of today. So let's say as of today, I'm just a developer. Okay. So they will create developer model operator and let me log in. Tomorrow again I'm logging in. In between, let's assume that I got admin access. Again, what will they do? They'll go to LTAP, they will check what is Nikhila's access, and today they found it is admin. So they will take admin model operator, clone it, and let Nikhila log in. So like that they'll be doing. So every day they actually check what access you have and they'll create a new operator for you every single day. Okay. Just because you logged in yesterday, they will not leave you with that operator and allow you to log in. Maybe because today you left the company. So today you can't log in, right? So like that every single day, whenever you log in, they hit LDAP, they get your data and they allow you to log in. So any questions on operators, guys? What is authorization and authentication? We'll come back to it only after you complete access groups topic. This is also most famous interview question, authorization versus authentication. Okay, if no questions, please take a break for 10 minutes. It's 8:35. We'll connect back again at 8:45 and we'll start at a high level about access groups. Okay, please take a break, guys. We'll connect back again at 8:40. Okay.
Hello, Nikhila. Hello.
Guys, am I audible? Mm, Anyone? Can you please confirm? Am I audible? But why can't I hear you guys? Can anyone speak? Dharmendra, what is the issue you're having with the software installation? Somehow I'm not able to hear you guys speak.
Now,
Hello.
Nikhila, audible?
Yeah, yes, yes, now you're audible, yes.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
actually, it's taking time to unmute myself.
Good. Yeah, even the same thing happened from me. So maybe some issue with GoToMeeting. It took me time to unmute. Since 8:45, I was trying to unmute. It took 1.5 minutes, I think. Maybe some
Okay.
issue. Okay. So Dharmendra, what is that you were saying?
Hope you remember the um, 2 days back where the we check that there are
No,
some
no,
issues.
no, no. What is the issue? Did you try installing? What error did you get? Did you follow the video exactly?
No, that video contents like is different, and what I even did that's different. No.
No, 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 no. See, whatever we did is for NikhilaTrainings app. That video
Mm.
is for Pega software. I also gave you Pega software, right? You need to download that and install. What we did is for the app, which is different. Pega software, I'm asking. See, this is the software link. I'm just texting you on WhatsApp again. So please download this and follow the video to install. Okay? You should be able to do it. If you're not able to, then please reach me.
Okay.
Please follow the video, guys, exactly. I mean, like in the video I ask people not to rename the folder. Okay, please keep it only on the desktop. And in case if you have any issues with the installation, you need to delete the folder on the C drive. There will be a folder PRPC personalization, delete it and then reinstall. You shouldn't just attempt to reinstall again and again without deleting. And if you have any issues, reach out to me. There is a sequence of steps that you need to check to resolve the issues. I'll share you that list. You can just check. Right.
How much time it will take to install?
Generally, 15 to 20 minutes or max 30 minutes. Generally, it is like 20 minutes it takes. Depending upon the laptop, maybe it may take a couple of more
Uh,
minutes.
Okay, shall
Nikhila,
I
like,
install after this session?
Yeah, you can try to install. Please download that first. It's a very big file. It will take some time. Download it,
Mm.
extract the zip file, keep it on the desktop, follow the video and install. Okay. Yes. Any other questions, guys, before we resume?
Nikhila, like, I'm unable to open the sessions in the desktop application.
Sarah, do you find the course name at least? Are you finding the course name?
Yeah, yeah, I'm finding the course, everything, but in the mobile
Uh,
application, I'm able
act-
to
no,
see.
no. After you raised that issue, I actually enabled the settings. There are a couple of settings to change. I did it. Now you should be able to. Can you
Uh,
try after the
uh,
session? Not now. Don't
uh,
see when you have any GoToMeeting or any screen recording apps enabled, then that app will not work. So after the
okay.
session is completed, just open it and try. It should work.
Okay, Nikhila. Yeah, fine.
Okay. Perfect.
Mm.
Let's move ahead and we'll start. Just a quick recap before we move to the next topic. We were learning about operators in Pega. Operator ID is nothing but just a user ID that we create to log in into any project or any application. So we call it as operator ID in Pega. And operators details are stored in a most important table, PR underscore operators. And there are two important columns you need to know: PZPV stream, PZINS key. PZPV stream is a blob column, contains all the data about the operator, entire row of data. Piece sign is key, the primary key of all Pega tables. It's basically a combination of class name and some other key that you define. We'll explore more about it when we jump to data classes topic. Now we also learned that there is a Pega's OOTB activity to create operator ID. Using that also we can create operators. And some interview questions we have discussed. Now let's go to any operator ID and see access group. What exactly is access group inside it? Those who are not speaking, please go on mute, guys. There's some background noise. Now, the next thing is access groups. What is access group? Let me explain. Let's say, for example, we all are using Amazon. Now, there are users of Amazon. There will be developers, right? Similarly, there will be Amazon admins. Similarly, there will be Amazon. One second. I think I'm audible now. Can you please confirm,
Yeah,
guys?
yes, Nikhila,
Uh,
you are
yes,
audible now.
so Dharmendra Shankar, guys, I texted in the chat already. Like I'm trying to unmute, and there is some issue with GoToMeeting. I went on mute, and it is not allowing me to unmute. Okay, I know I'm not audible. Okay, maybe GoToMeeting is doing some upgrade, so I don't know. That's fine. Now, so we are back. So we were talking about these. See, every application we will have different set of users. So some people will be developers, some will be testers, some will be admins, some managers, XYZ, right? Depending upon the application. If you take a healthcare application, suppose you have an application for Apollo, you will have a set of people as pharmacists, okay, and some people as doctors, some as receptionists, some as XYZ. You'll have different people for each application, so you will not have the same access for everyone, right? Suppose if you are an admin, you have create, update, delete access to multiple screens. You're a manager, you have access to lot of compliance and non-compliance reports. You're a developer, you can look at the code, delete the code, add new piece of code. You're a user, you can only utilize the application. You can't look at the reports, you can't add or delete anything, you can't create the code or do the code. So depending upon your role in the project, we need to control your access on the application. I can't give the same access to every person of my application, right? So this is where this access groups comes into the picture. Okay, so access group decides what level of access you have on the application. So what is present inside the access group? You see this crosshair icon? Just click on it. Access group will open. Okay. Now what is inside the access group? It is telling which application you can access, means which project you can access, what portal you can see, and something called as roles. We'll go one by one. First, access group. Claims column approvers. So generally what all access groups will be there? Depending upon the project, I can have managers, users, administrators. Like this, I can have different access groups for each project. Like if you take the same example, Suppose I'm working for a healthcare industry, Apollo. So access group can be Apollo colon doctors, Apollo colon developers, Apollo colon admins, Apollo colon like not reception, let's say something like nurses, something like that we can have. Now take another example like bank. Let's say HDFC. HDFC colon manager, HDFC colon auditors, okay, HDFC colon reviewers, so on. You can have multiple access group for HDFC. So depending upon the industry, you will have different access groups which are required. So whenever a new doctor joins Apollo and you need to grant access to Apollo application to a doctor, you will give him Apollo colon doctors access group. If a new approver joins HDFC Bank and I need to give him access to an application, I will give him HDFC approvers access group. Means whenever you create an operator ID, you need to mention the access group, right? So here I will give him approver, reviewer, whatever it is, I'll give that access group. Now, how is it controlling your access on the application then? How does it even matter? We'll see. So, what is present inside the access group? Number one, application name. Why are you mentioning the application name? Guys, on the same PRPC software, I can build multiple projects, right? I can build one application for Apollo test reports. All the lab reports of Apollo can be found there. I can build another application for all the patient check-ins, check-outs, surgeries, doctors, visits, XYZ data. I can build another application for suppose it's a woman and child healthcare. I can have another application. So like that in the same Pega software, I can build multiple projects for Apollo. So here, a lot of applications will be there. If you see, I have claims, I have ClearTrip, I have eClaims, I have Paytm. Like this, I have multiple projects. So to which application you want this user to have access, you need to mention that. So if you use claims approvers access group, you will get access to claims application. You will not get access to Paytm or something else. So you need to mention the application name to which you want to grant access. Next, portals. Now, what are portals? Portal is nothing but the web screen that I see when I log in. Okay, so if you're a developer, you see Dev Studio. Now, what if this guy is a manager? What will he do with Dev Studio or App Studio or Admin Studio? They'll not do anything there. So they need a separate screen where he can see his report is work, his report is reports like compliance, non-compliance reports, how many cases are processed, how many cases are cancelled, XYZ data. You want to see this pie chart, bar chart, and all those things. So I need a portal where manager can see his relevant stuff. Similarly, this guy is a doctor. Maybe he needs a portal where he can see all the reports of his patients, their medications, their past health history, their visits, XYZ. There's a portal of suppose for nurse. She needs to see some relevant information about her. See, we basically create portals. Portal is nothing but the web page the person will see when they log in into the application. Okay. If I log in into Amazon, whatever I see is Amazon user portal because I'm a user of Amazon. Now, Amazon admin will see something else. Amazon developer will see something else. Okay. So, portal is nothing but the web page that you see when you log in. So, if I go to Paytm, this is user portal of Paytm. Now, developer of Paytm will see something else, right? Admin of Paytm will see something else, right? So, portal means the web page that I see when I log in. Now, take something like, what will you take? Let's say, for example, we want to go with like Swiggy. So, whatever I see when I log in into Swiggy is called as a portal. So, developer portal will be there, admin portal will be there, manager portal will be there. Lot of vendor portal will be there, merchant portal will be there, lot of portals will be there. So, we need to mention which portal this person should see when he logs in. So, maybe manager portal. maybe user portal, maybe developer portal you need to mention. Now, Nicola, why there are multiple portals? Why there are multiple? Simple. One person can act as a manager and also as a developer, right? Suppose I'm a technical manager. I will do coding. I'll also do management work. So I need two portals. I need manager portal. I need developer portal. And for testing the code, I need user portal. Okay. Similarly, if you take a healthcare application, maybe he is a doctor. Also, he is an admin. So he wants two portals like that. So for each person, you can mention multiple portals depending upon what is his role in the project. You can add multiple portals. Now, what is the importance of this radio button? So by default, when you log in, you will log in as developer. Now, if you want to switch, you can switch to a manager portal in a separate tab. It will open like this. Okay. You can also switch to a user portal for testing in a separate tab. It will open like this. Okay. See, I'm a developer. I'm developing a website called as Amazon. So I'll be in Dev Studio. Now, how will I know whether Amazon website is created properly or not? I need to launch the user portal to test the changes, right? Whether the images are displaying properly, whether the content is coming properly. So for testing, I need to go to user portal. So like this in real time, we will build multiple portals depending upon the project. Okay. And in the access group, you need to mention what is the project, what all portals this person has access. Anybody has any questions so far? Neha, any questions? Geeta, do you have any questions?
No, Nikhila.
Dharmendra, any questions?
No.
Okay. So basically, we need to give access groups. Now, one most important thing you need to realize is, guys, one access group is given to multiple people. Okay, you can see I gave only to Vinod now. Suppose this I am creating a brand new operator. Okay, I'm creating a new operator in Pega. This is Rekha. Okay, create. I created a new operator called as Rekha, and I also gave it the same access group which Vinod is having, claims approvers. Okay, now see this. This is access group. Here it will show you who all are having that access group. Why is it not refreshing? You can see Vinod and Rekha both have same access group. Now, just in case, by mistake, maybe a fresher came into the project, and what he did is he thought that no, for testing I want only a user portal, I don't want developer portal and manager portal, and he removed it and he saved it. Now you know what will happen. All the people who have this access group will be impacted. Now Vinod will not get developer portal, Rekha will not get developer portal. If Nikhila is also using the same access group, Nikhila will also not get developer portal. So when you are touching the access group, please remember that it is going to impact all the users using that access group. It's not only dedicatedly created for you, okay? It is going to impact all the users who are using this access group. So be very careful when you make any changes in the access group. Okay. So in my project, if I have 10 doctors, all 10 doctors will have same access group. If I have 5 developers, all 5 developers will have same access group. If I have 3 admins, all 3 admins will have same access group. If I make any changes in this access group, it is going to impact all the 10 people. So be very careful with what you do. So access group basically contains application name, okay, and portals. Which portal you want to access, we define it. Okay. Now, is there any naming convention we need to follow for access group? Yes. According to Pega, access group name should be project name colon whatever is the role. So if the project name is Apollo, role is doctor. Apollo developers, Apollo admins. So this is the naming pattern you need to follow while creating an access group in PEGA. Application name colon, the role that they are playing in the project. Okay. Any questions so far?
Hi Nikhila, this is Apurva. I just want to ask one thing. Can you go to that again, the operator screen? In the access group, like for example here we have only one access group and the radio button is selected for that. Like that, if we have like five access group here, and we can select only one, right, as a radio button. So does that specific operator have all the groups, I mean access group, we have the facility of that, or only the one for which the radio button is selected?
For one for which the radio button is selected, they will get the current access. When you switch the radio buttons only, the others will come.
But we can select only one radio button at a time, right? We cannot have.
Right. So it is like this. This access group can be of the same application or multiple applications. If it is same application, you get all the privileges. If it is multiple applications, then you don't. Let me explain you. Now, you also need to understand one thing, guys. Suppose on the same Pega server, okay, on the same Pega server, okay, I have built two projects. I have built two applications or two projects. One is called as Apollo and the other one is called as HDFC. On the same Pega server I have built. If you see this, on the same server I have claims application, I have Paytm application also, right? So they are on the same server. Now let's assume that Vinod is a manager. He handles multiple projects. Okay. So Vinod wants to frequently check both claims applications and payment, Paytm application. So what you can do is in the same operator ID of Vinod, you can have two different access groups like this. Maybe Paytm manager access group I didn't create. So for time being, I'm giving authors. So for the same operator, I can give access to two projects like this. Okay. He can access claims application. He can access Paytm application also. How? We'll see. Now Vinod logged in. By default, claims application came. Why claims came? Why not Paytm? Look at the radio button. Whichever is selected by default, that will come. Suppose I selected Paytm. Save. I need to log off and re-log in. Okay. You can see I came to Paytm application. Oh, now this is user portal. I can't even change my access group. Just allow me a second. In user portal, you can't change the access group of the operator, right? So now if I want to go back to that claims application, I can't change it. So I'm logging in as administrator. Where can you find all the operators?
In organization.
Exactly, organization, operator ID. So there is some problem with Vinod's operator ID. I'm just logging in as admin and I'm doing it. Only admins can do that, right? So I logged in as admin and I'm changing it. Now if I log off and re-log in, okay. So like this, you have access to both the application. Whichever radio button you select by default, that comes as a default application, which is fine. Now how can Vinod switch between both applications? Simple. You go here and say switch application. So right now I'm in claims, moving to Paytm.
Got it. Understood, Nikhila. Thanks.
Okay. Now when you're Paytm, actually you should have some in real time. Generally, we give them a button here because this is OOTB application. Yeah, my applications. I can go back to claims again like this. Okay. So like this, one operator can have different access groups. Please remember that access groups may be of the same application or different application. See, this guy is having access to claims project and Paytm project also. And with the same login, he's switching. So sometimes he'll work on claims, sometimes he'll switch to Paytm. So he's moving forward and backward between the applications and he's doing. Otherwise, sometimes you can even also have like this. Suppose in the same claims application, I am a developer and also I am a manager and also I am an approver. So I will have three access groups like this. By default, I'm a developer. Whenever I want, I can switch to manager portal and look at the reports and graphs and everything. Whenever I need to approve, I can go to approver portal and approve it and do all such things. So like this, one operator ID can have multiple access groups. Now, these access groups can be of the same application or different application also. If I want the person to have access to different applications, give him different access groups. If I want the person to have different portals within the same application, give him different portal related access groups. That's it. You can see all the claims application only. Suppose I want him to access something like, not Paytm, maybe want to take any other application I have. Service request. I can give. If I save it, if I refresh, so now he has access to two projects. One is claims, the other one is service request. He can switch, he can work, he can come back. Okay. So access group decides which project you have access to. Do you have access to multiple projects or single project? We decide in the access group. Because what is present inside the access group? Your project name, your application name is present. Now, one most famous interview question: can we add multiple application names in the same access group? Can I add claims, Paytm, XYZ? No. One access group, one application name only. You can't add multiple here. Can I add multiple portals? Yes. Dev portal, admin portal, approver portal. Add multiple portals. You can add like that. Okay. So, operators, they will have access groups. Inside the access group, you will maintain what is the project name, what is the application name, what is the portal he can see. We will mention that. Now, this access group will be given to multiple people. Okay. So, Nikhila will have access group. Rekha will also have some access group, and so on and on. Inside that, they will decide which application you can access, which portal you can access. Okay. And the naming convention is application name colon role. That is the naming convention. Any questions?
Nikhila, you said right while deleting the access group, so it will impact all the
Yes.
users. Will you please
Yes.
just explain one more time how it will impact?
See, you can see this. Nikhila is, see, when you open an access group, go to
Mm,
operators and see this many people are using the same access group. Now, if I go and make any changes here, then this many people will be impacted, right? Like, let's say, for example, you, I, and somebody are an admin of a WhatsApp group. Now, I being an admin, I deleted the WhatsApp group. Are you all not impacted? Impacted, right? The same thing. Now,
mm,
all these operators are using this access group. If somebody comes and deletes a portal or deletes or changes any changes here, then all of them will be affected. All the members of the access group will be impacted
okay, okay. Mm.
because we are all using it. And you came and you made changes. So all the people who are using it will be impacted.
Okay.
See, it's like, see, for example, Now, Vinod using claims author access group. Nikhila using claims authors access group. Approver using claims author access group. Now you
Mm-hmm.
come and make some changes here. Suppose you made you added a new portal, Prediction Studio. Now everybody will get Prediction Studio. See if you refresh it.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
So yeah, where is this bar?
Okay, these are the common access group for
Ah,
all the
right.
users.
Common. So
Mm,
if you're touching it, everybody will be impacted.
okay.
Okay, because everyone is referring to the same access group. So you should be extremely careful when you're changing it.
Mhm.
Okay. So access groups, we don't have too many access groups in real time. Okay. And we create access groups keeping the client in mind, not keeping your team in mind. Okay. Our team means we are just, what is our team? We are just developers. Okay. We'll have testers, nothing much other than this. And you'll have managers. That's it, right? So we don't create access group keeping us in mind. So we will create okay, yes, developers and testers will have access groups, no doubt about it. But the rest of the access groups, we keep the client in mind. So if the client is a healthcare industry, as I told you, we'll have doctors, we'll have nurses, okay, we'll have pharmacists, okay, like this. You'll create the access groups. Suppose it's a banking industry, you will have, let's say, managers, you will have reviewers, you will have approvers, what else, maybe senior manager, like this, depending upon the role that they need, the client needs in the project, you will create access groups. You will not create access groups for your team, you're creating for the client's team. Customer support representative is one access group, CSRs, okay, clerks, one access group. So like this we will be creating. Okay, we create for them, we are not creating for us. We are building application for them, they need to use. We are not the users of the application, they are the users of the application, so we create for them. So like this we create access groups. Now how do you create an access group? You only saw the access group, how do you create it? Guys, still there is something called as roles, which we will be discussing, okay, later tomorrow session. How do you create an access group? Create, same concept, organization. So you don't see access groups here, do you see? Then where is access group?
Security.
100% yes. Under security, you will find access group. Access group is a part of authorization, right? So it falls under security. So all these authorization related concepts you'll find under security. Access groups, access deny, roles, role to object, all these things we are going to learn. So here is access group. And keep in mind, it should be project name colon the role. So it can be something like Amazon called it users. Like this, we will create the access groups. Which application? I don't have any Amazon application, so I'm just giving some random application and the application version. Okay, which portal? Whatever portal you want to give it. It's default developer. If you want to add more, you can add more portals and roles. Save. Done. So under security, you will find access groups, not under organization. Same way, where can I see all the access groups in my project? Records Explorer, not organization. Security, access groups. Okay. Any questions on access groups?
No, Nikhil.
Okay. Then I have a task for you. If you know the answer, don't tell me now still. Okay. The task is, in which table Pega stores access groups? Please find out and let me know. Okay. What is the Pega's OOTB table where access groups are stored? In case if you know the answer, don't tell me now. I want you to answer it in tomorrow's session. So that's it for the day, guys. Anybody has any questions before we log off? And guys, please save my contact. If you haven't saved my contact, okay, you will not receive the broadcast messages which I keep posting. Okay. So I request everyone to save my contact so that you will receive the updates.
Nikhila,
Yes.
can you send me once?
I have sent, yeah, I saw by mistake I have sent the same link twice. Now I sent the link.
Mm,
You can just cross check.
okay, okay, fine.
Okay. Okay. Those who have not installed Pega, please start installing it. And in case if you don't want to install and you want to use the cloud version, you can use it. You can reach out to me. I'll tell you the steps. Okay. Okay, guys, then.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Devi, I want you to answer tomorrow. Figure out and let me to know tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.